Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of Pennies to Plenty. We got the Sacramento's Prince, Austin Lenehan.
What's up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother, thank you so much for being on the podcast. For real. Me and Dre can't fully express to you how much it appreciates us for you being on here. You helping us grow this platform and this brand. So thank you.
Of course, bro.
All right. So we're just going to go ahead and get started, brother. The first question that I got to ask you is who is Austin Lenehan? Let's start with your life. How'd you grow up?
Shit, I grew up in Antelope, just, kind of just like a normal ass family, bro. I don't really got anything that interesting, to be real. Just grew up, normal family in Antelope. When I was about 12, moved over to Cameron Park, if y'all know where that is, not up by Tahoe, but kind of in between Tahoe and Sac, kind of a halfway point. And then, I just started boxing when I was about to turn 16, had my first fight at 16, and now we here.
Okay. What were you into any other sports outside of boxing before that, up until 16?
Kind of not. I tried everything, basketball, football, soccer, baseball, damn near everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was trash at all of it, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was so bad at every single one, and then this is the only thing I was good at, so I stuck with it.
Okay, so who introduced you into the sport? How'd you get into the boxing realm?
That was my dad passed, and then I was you know what I mean? I was kind of at a point where I was mad at everything. And I was really I gotta find something to I just felt like I had to punch someone in the face for real.
Yeah.
To be real. So I was just I'm just start boxing.
Yeah.
It wasn't really one person or one thing that introduced me to it.
Yeah. It's you needed an outlet for something.
Yeah.
You were dealing with some stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
Here at Pennies to Plenties, I be telling everybody, you'll see on some of our other episodes, we kind of like to go in deep, you know what I mean? Go therapy sessions. This is your chance to really get to allow somebody inside of who you are as a person. You feel what I'm saying? You talking about, the passing of your dad. I don't mean to be insensitive.
No, you good.
Can you explain what happened, man?
That was, it was a dude who was a security guard getting ready to go to work or something like that. But he'd been drinking the whole night before. And then my dad was, he was a motorcycle cop. And he was also going to work. It was 5 a.m. So this guy's going to work. He's showing up to work drunk, right? So he's drinking and driving on the way to work. He gets off, or he goes onto the freeway on an exit. So he takes the exit ramp on. My dad's driving on the freeway. And then dude's driving on the whole wrong side of the freeway. Swear, some dude in a Hellcat, I swear to God. And then my dad just driving, and then, just hits him head on, and that was that.
Damn. How old were you?
About 15.
Damn. Your dad, he played a pivotal part in your life, growing up?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, he was there for me through everything. Yeah.
No, I can tell how it's deep. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I said, this is real genuine. This gives a chance for people to be to see inside your life. But also, I read a lot. Vulnerability is key sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to let that shit out, because later on in life, you feel what I'm saying? But I like how you said you use boxing as an outlet to get into the sport. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I felt I was doing a lot of stupid shit before that, just hanging out with the wrong crowd and stuff. And I was I almost felt if I didn't find something to put my attention towards, I kind of fall back into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was and that was a few years before. That was kind of middle school going into high school. You just start doing stupid juvenile delinquent shit, and you know what I mean?
This is before your dad or after?
Yeah, before. And then I was just after he passed, I was bro, I feel it's either I find something to put my mind to, or I kind of fall back into that. And I was bro, I'm literally gonna end up being a straight bum if I fall back into it. You know what I mean? Hanging out with the wrong people, doing stupid shit. So I was just I gotta find a healthy way to I guess yeah, just like find an outlet.
Yeah, no, that's real. I respect you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You know, at a young age, to even sit down and be able to try to reflect on your future and how you want to go, and also understand that the direction and the trajectory that you're on. You know what I mean? That's very important. Some people don't have that. You know what I mean? And then they end up, you know what I mean, on the
going sideways, doing stupid shit.
You feel me?
No,
So I gotta respect you for it, bro. And I do apologize for your dad passing the way he did, man. But you know, everything that he gave you, instilled in you, you know what I mean, is in you right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you so real and genuine, the person that you are, for real, for real. Austin Lenehan.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah.
Oh, my soul. All right. So I want to get into you turning pro, but before we go into that, we got to talk about some of your amateur fighting. You get what I'm saying? What was your amateur career like to you, and what lessons did it teach you?
That was like I was just saying before, I was 18 with like less than 10 fights, and I was like, bro, there's kids my age with like hundreds, so I got to get this shit going.
Yeah.
So really, I was just like, man, I got to fight the toughest dudes. I got to travel to the biggest tournaments. I can't fuck around with these like local dudes, like NorCal, Bay Area. So you know what I mean? Like I got to fight like tough fights to get the experience through. So that's really just what I did. I hit up every national. I went international a couple times, and I was just hungry, fighting the best.
It's interesting, you know, you like you said, you started so late in the game, you feel me? Some people start earlier than that, you know, under their belt, so you had a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
And, you know, you think about how you had the fears and the phobias before you started, right? You know, you get nervous before things, you feel what I'm saying? And then when you actually end up coming out victorious, you don't feel that nerve anymore, so it's kind of pointless, you know what I mean? How do you kind of soothe your nerves before you get into the fight, or do you just deal with it and just do what you got to do?
I mean, they used to be like, not bad, because some people get like really like bad nervous, you know what I mean? Like when they first started fighting, I was kind of always like, I get nervous, but I wouldn't get like super like tense, like flipping out. I was always pretty good with it. I mean, I don't really get nervous before fights anymore, though, to be real with you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always that thought of like what could happen, because like anything can happen when you're in there, but I mean, I don't really focus on it, so
yeah,
you know what I mean.
What about what made you like turn pro? Like, what was that decision like? Like, what made you decide to finally go pro?
Yeah, so I went. What's a long story? You want me to get into it?
I want you to get into it.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened was they got this organization called the IBA, the International Boxing Association, and they got USA Boxing. The IBA isn't the Olympic. They got like, they couldn't prove that they were their prize money they were giving away was like through like legal whatever. So USA Boxing cut ties with the IBA, and IBA holds all the like Olympic qualifiers and world tournaments and all the international stuff. So when USA Boxing separated from the IBA and started messing with this other organization, if you fight like for the IBA, you get like penalized. And I didn't know that. And the IBA held the world championships in Dubai, where there was like all these Olympians and like best dudes in the world fighting. And that's like the hardest tournament like in the world. That's like, you got the Olympics and then you got the IBA World Championships, and they're like the two hardest tournament. Like, it doesn't get better comp than that. Mm-hmm. So I got invited over there, and so I'm like, oh shit, like I gotta go, because no one's passing up that opportunity. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fly out to Dubai, fight, and I fought a two-time Olympian from Ecuador. He was like 140-7. Like, that dude was hella good. Anyways, though, I lose. I go back to the U.S. I try fighting the nationals, and then they found out and suspended me for like a year. Bro, a year off of boxing, what am I gonna do? Like,
but at the time you didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was just like,
yeah. I
was kind of going into it. I'm like, okay, I know USA Boxing cut ties with the IBA. They might like kind of be like, don't do that again, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't think they were gonna give me a year like suspension, and they didn't even end up doing that. They said they're gonna do that, and then they like cut it off after like 5 months.
Yeah.
But we were under the impression that they'd give me a year, so we were like, we just got to go pro. Because I can't take a year off the amateurs, so
yeah, you got to still fight.
Yeah, you got to keep consistent with this. So
that was one of your reasons why you turned. Yeah, damn, that's interesting. Damn. All right, so it was G1 Promotions. That was the first pro fight, right?
Yeah.
Man, that was turnt. I'm not gonna lie, hell of a performance, brother. I ain't gonna lie, I was right there. But I want to ask you, brother, what made you come out to Savvy? You know what I mean, Gabos. I'm from from Sacramento, but why? You know what I mean? How did you get in contact with him and stuff?
That was I wanted my debut to be special, and I was telling Lorenzo, I was like, you better watch out because I'm about to steal the show. And so I just wanted to be like a showman with that. I was like, man, we're gonna be like middle of Sac, like that song like has been popping off. So I was just like, I'm gonna just DM him, see what's up. And he just replied, was like, yeah, it was cheap. It was like $300 or $400 or something like that. He was like, yeah, just Apple Pay me that. I'll walk out. I was like, all right, bet.
Oh, that's cool.
Worth it, so
having him walk out, you know what I mean? You got your family there, your friends. I'm from Sacramento, so you just turned that. At this point, you ready for it?
Bro, I was hella feeling myself in that moment.
Yeah, like you should, brother. So what was the mindset though? Now you got him coming out. You confident. Your family's out. What's the mindset fighting this dude? Like going in.
Shit, I was just like, that dude before was like talking shit on Instagram. The night before the fight, he tagged me in an Instagram story, and I'm like, man, what this dude gotta say? Like, and to be real, I should have just like blocked him if they're like talking that, you know what I mean? Before they're trying to get in your head, I should have just blocked him. But he tags me some shit. It's like 11 and I open it. It's all like, you don't have any balls. I'm gonna make you cry. Like all this shit. I'm like, bro, what? And it was so weird because the dude was like 36, 37. I'm 19. I'm like, this is just weird, bro. So I was just, I don't know, bro. I was just like, man, I just gotta, this dude's been talking crazy, tagging me and shit.
Now I got no choice.
I just gotta do him bad, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was just like, bro, I gotta get him up out of here.
Well, if anything, if history repeats itself, like we were talking about earlier, brother, I tell anybody that's going to fight you, do not get online and start talking, because Austin Lenehan is finna take it personal like Jordan, brother.
100%. Yeah.
I'm hella weak. All right, so that's interesting, brother. So let me ask you this: do you feel like, or actually, let's talk about this. What type of fighter do you think you are? You know what I mean? Some people, I'm not really sure what the different fighting stances are. Southpaw, whatever. Orthodox.
Yeah.
What type of fighter are you? I'm not trying to reveal your secrets or nothing, but do you feel like you can do everything?
No, I feel like I could do it all, but really, I like just since I'm usually so much taller than everyone else, like at my weight, I just like kind of like counter punching, staying a little bit at distance. I know you didn't really see it in my first fight. I was kind of coming at dude a little bit.
Yeah.
But especially with like, that was kind of like a rough knockout. Like he was really trying to like wrestle me and stuff. I wish I would have like played a little like safer, I guess, stayed on the outside and then kind of just used my range. So I feel like I'm really just a rangy dude. That's what I like to do. There's no point in like getting in there and like getting all caught up in the crowd and what they want to see all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I did, not gonna lie, because I was hella hype and I was like, man, I gotta knock the dude out and go crazy. But just like, just a smart fighter, smart rangy guy. Like I don't know if you know like Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, like Shakur, or like like Pernell Whitaker. Just a good defensive, rangy guy.
That's interesting because Frank was talking about a little bit, Frank Espinoza, that's what I'm saying about Frank. He was saying that was one of the differences from amateur to pro, not listening to the crowd, you feel what I'm saying? I was like, what do you mean by that?
No,
and it's interesting how you say it. So I want to ask you, how does the crowd influence you when you fighting though? Like what is it like? It's like, damn, how are you listening to them? In what ways?
It's like when you get in there, it kind of like everything kind of tunes out, you know what I mean? You don't really hear the crowd that much. But it's not necessarily the crowd, but it's, I guess, like the influence that like people overall like have on you. Like I was just saying, the dude talking hella shit on Instagram, bro. I should have just blocked him and not even been listening to that, because if you think about it, me going out there making it like a scrappy fight, even though I knocked him out in the first round, it was still like, it could have been cleaner. It could have been better.
Yeah,
it didn't have to be so scrappy and shit. The reason why it could have been just the dude talking on Instagram got in my head and the crowd going crazy, like you know what I mean, like on the walkout and everything get in my head, so I'm all like, I'm about to go out here and whoop this dude's ass. But you know, it's better to go in there clear minded and just focusing on the best performance you can give.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Your coaches and stuff, like how have they been to you? You know what I mean? How pivotal have they been in your journey?
Bro, great. I mean, because like I was saying, I was with another coach before for a little bit. He got me started, and I wasn't getting the fights like I needed. I wasn't really getting the training I needed, and then I had a weight sparring at Jose Morales' gym. I got some work there. It was good work, and I was like, bro, if I get this type of work every day, I'm gonna get better. Because the work ethic was there. Like, I still am a hardworking dude, but it was just the resources weren't. So I was like, there's only so much I can do on my part. Mm-hmm. It's kind of something that the coaches have to do. Like, they have to do their part, and the dude at the time wasn't really doing his part. Yeah. So I was like, all right. I mean, I fought the weekend after that sparring. And then I called Jose and I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to join your gym. And then since then it was like, man, he was just encouraging me to like go to all the nationals, like do all the stuff that I wanted to do. Whereas like the old coach is kind of just like, nah, like, you know what I mean? So
you need somebody like a Phil Jackson to push you as a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like to greatness, for real.
Yeah, he got me doing all this like, you know what I mean? Like stuff that you don't want to do, but that's the stuff that you got to do. Yeah. Like, I forgot who else I was saying this to, but you guys doing stuff like pulling up and like sparring at like 4 a.m. and like that sounds crazy to people because it's like it is, you know what I mean? Like pulling up sparring that early and like just doing stuff you don't want to do, but like I was saying, like I forgot who I was saying this to earlier, but if you look at Oscar De La Hoya, right, the Olympic gold medalist, everyone knows Oscar. I don't even got to introduce him, but I don't even got to get into that. But he was training with Floyd Mayweather Sr. for a little bit. And he was like, bro, Floyd Mayweather Sr. was like the best trainer I ever had because he made me do stuff that like I didn't want to fucking do. Yes. And he got this one story where he was sleeping, Oscar's sleeping at like 5 a.m. Floyd walks in his room, dumps a bucket of like ice water on us, like, get your ass up, go run. Yeah. And it's like, it's stuff like that like pushes you mentally and physically. You know what I mean?
No, that's hella funny, bro. I'm reading this book. It's called I think it's called the 15 or 13 habits, habitual habits of growth or something like that. Either way, it was talking about how, you know, that's how you get growth. You know what I mean? Yeah, literally, you have to do things that you are uncomfortable doing. You feel what I'm saying? That you're not used to doing. I think even Nip said it. You know what I mean? He said, all progress depends upon the unreasonable man. You feel what I'm saying? Because you gotta be willing to change. You feel what I'm saying? So that's important, bro. You just just gave us major gem on my soul. I'm being real. All right, so we talked about a lot of stuff, brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. We talked about how you deal with the pressure. I just want to know what motivates you to keep chasing your dream and keep chasing this dream every day.
Just knowing I can make it happen, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, at the start, it was my dad, and then, you know, as I kind of grew a little older, not that doesn't still motivate me, but it's kind of like your motivations change, you know what I mean? And now it's like, I know what I can do. Now I got to go fucking do it. Yeah. So that's really what it is. Just knowing, like, I'm not going to mess this up. Like, you know, like the vision you have in your head, mm-hmm. and you're like, I know I'm going to make this shit happen. I got to go out there and do it because I know it's like, meant for me. You know what I mean?
It's a part of your journey. It's a part of your purpose. Damn, that's hella important, bro. Especially at being your age and you understanding that. You feel me? Like, that is real, bro. That eliminates doubt, you know? That eliminates when you go in, that eliminates fear. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm destined to do this. That's what
I was saying about the fights. You were asking me how I deal with the nervousness, and I just like kind of the same thing. I'm just like, I already know, like, it's made for me to go out here and win. You know what I mean?
All right, so real quick, I wanted to ask you something real quick, brother. You know, I thought it was very interesting, you know, when you were fighting, I see these big ass pistols on the side of your hip. Like, those are hella clean, bro. You know, I have tattoos myself. What made you get those?
That was it was funny because I brought up like as a joke to my mom, because if y'all know Marcos Maidana, he has the big ass revolver. And I was me and my mom were in Vegas watching boxing, and I was like, hey, should I get a tattoo, like just some on my hip? And she was like, I thought she was gonna be like, hell no, don't do it. She was like, oh yeah, that should be hard, do it. And I'm like, wait, for real? She's like, yeah, do it. And I was like, I started thinking, I'm like, oh shit, I want to get like a originally I wanted to get the Glock that my dad used to carry, because when he was a police officer. Not gonna lie, bro, Glocks are fucking ugly. Like, if you got a Glock tattoo, that shit's gonna look like not good. So I was like, what's like a pretty gun? And I was like, I'm just gonna get a fucking Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
So, and then I got.
That's clean. Can you show the camera real quick?
Yeah, I
bro?
got you.
Go into the camera real fast. Yo, that shit is crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I might damn near steal that for myself, bro. And I don't really like stealing the sauce, but when I seen it, bro, I was like, bro, this tattoo is too hard, bro. That shit is some gangster shit, for real, for real. All right, perfect. So now, let's switch it up. I just want to talk about, at what point did you realize that you wanted to make boxing a career? I know that you were telling me, you know, how you started and how you got into it, but, you know, you using it as an outlet, but what kept you in it? You know what I mean? And then also too, like, you know, at what point did you start thinking like, damn, like I could really start doing something with this? There was
like two different moments. My first fight and then my first national. And my first fight, I had my first fight after only about like 3 months of training. Like I wasn't with Jose before. My old coach, like, he just kind of threw me in. And I fucking sucked, bro. Like, I was so bad. And he uploaded a video of me, like, shadow boxing and training and stuff on the Instagram. And I remember the night before I had my fight, I opened up Instagram and I'm looking through the comments. Bro, there was like 50 comments of people being like, yo, this guy fucking sucks. He's gonna get knocked out. Like, and I'm about to fight in the morning. Like, it's like 11 at night. I got weigh-ins at like 9, and I'm like, everyone is on Instagram saying I'm about to get knocked out, and I'm like looking at that, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. So that's like kind of that dog mentality where you're like, you know, sink or swim. Like, you got all these dudes doubting you, and I was just like, nah, I gotta prove him wrong. And then I went out there and stopped the kid, and then that shit felt so good.
How many wins did he have on?
It was his debut too.
Oh, okay, so both of y'all were debuting.
Yeah, both of us were debuting. And then I just remember going out there like, I was thinking like, bro, I cannot lose this. Cause bro, if I lose it, like, proves all the comments right. And I did suck at the time. Like, I get why they were saying that. But
I'm not going out like that, nigga.
I'm like, bro, I can't go out like that. And then when I realized I could make it a career was my first national. I went to nationals with well, so with that old dude, I only had a few fights with them, but I was with him for maybe like 2 years. And so by the time I was like 18, I only had like 6 or 7 fights. And that's like, you want to be, which sounds crazy because now I'm 19 and I have 46 fights in the amateurs.
Yeah.
Bro, I had like 36 fights in a year.
That's crazy.
But I went to nationals with only like 8 fights. Like, I didn't have a lot of fights. And you go to national, it's like the best in the country.
Yeah.
And I remember going out there. I just remember like my coach and everyone telling me, it was like, look, like, you're going to be nervous before you fight, but you just got to like put that shit to the side, go out there and perform. And I was thinking like, all right, like on the plane, I'm thinking like, okay, like, I'm going to be nervous. I got to, you know what I mean? But I remember like I got the gloves on and we're warming up and I was even fucking nervous. I was excited. I'm like, bro, I was just like, it's so much different than like the local shows, and like now I'm actually like making a name for myself. And like I said, I only went out there with like 8 fights and I beat a national champ the first day. Yeah.
And when, like you said, you made a pivotal point too early where you was like, I only had 80 fights. You know what I mean? These guys are up, or 30 fights. These guys are up. You know what I mean? They've been fighting. You know, what was their record? Were they had crazy records or what?
Some of them, bro. The first dude I fought, he had like 60 fights. I had 8. So it's like 8 fights versus 60 fights.
Yeah.
You gonna think the 60 fight dude gonna beat up the 8 fight guy?
On my soul.
bro, I fuck around, whooped that dude's ass the first day. That guy was a national champ. And then the second day, I fought the #1 ranked kid in the country, and I lost. But
Yeah, no, that's
that
all right.
kid like went like he was on Team USA, like all this shit. So
you beating somebody, right, of that type of caliber. You like say you going in there with 6 wins and he got like 60 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you beating him. What does that do for your confidence, bro? Like in that moment.
that's when I was like, bro, I could really make this shit a career. I was like, damn, like I was kind of like, damn, I'm really like that. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you.
So.
Nah, that's interesting, brother. That's interesting. All right, but let's say you lose, right? You go in and you have that mentality. You know this is yours. This is Austin Lenehan's. I'm finna get in here. You know, I know I'm finna get this, beat him, whatever, right? But you go in and you put in the work, but you still lose. How do you handle that? How do you handle that as Austin Lenehan?
I've been through that, like at the amateurs and stuff, you know, like making it to the finals and nationals, you lose, and then it's like you go with that silver. Man, you just be crushed, to be real. Because if you're really a winner, I always say this, like, if you really a winner, losing's gonna crush you, like, no matter what. If you're a fucking loser, those are the kids, they pull up to the tournaments, lose, they don't really care. They go back home, they're like, oh, whatever. You do that, you're a loser. Like, straight up, like, you ain't even meant for it. Go do something else because you ain't gonna have a future in it. But if you go, you fall short, man, that shit gotta, like, that shit hurts.
No, I feel
I
you.
ain't gonna lie. So,
do you ever, like, study some of the people who you lost to, you know, take some of their techniques? Like, how do you improvise your game after you may have lost to somebody?
Yeah, I'll watch. I'll just be like, where did I go wrong? You know what I mean? It'll always be some stupid shit, like not listening to my coach, or like, you know what I mean? Just some dumb shit. So.
No, I feel you. Well, hey, brother. So you got 2 fights coming up. Let's talk about that real quick. So the first one is when again?
August 1st in Oakland. And then the second one is September 12th in also at the Sacramento Memorial Auditorium where I just fought.
Okay, so you pulling back up to Sac.
Yeah.
So anybody in Sac can pull up and watch you fight again, huh?
100%, yeah.
And that one we looking for 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3-0, 3 knockouts.
It's good, brother. It's good. Man, so is there anything that you want to say to the fans? You know what I mean? Actually, let's go here. Is there, you know, usually Dre would be here, right? You know, Dre's busy right now. It's all right. But usually he asks 3 questions. His 3 questions would be, or his things would be, what is 3 gems that you could give to the youth? You get what I'm saying? 3 things that you can give them, you know, as far as successful, because we look at you as a successful person, brother.
You just got to keep going. I mean, it sounds simple, but like consistency is key. That's the first one. Consistency is key. Because you got those dudes that like, they'll show up to the gym or they'll like, start a business or whatever it may be in whatever walk of life. They'll start whatever. And they hammer it in for like 3 months and they kind of, you know what I mean? They fade off. They don't really care that much. You got to be consistent because, I mean, that's just all. Yeah, because consistency is key. Exactly. So that's the first one. And then you got to have like the mental drive. Like to do that shit when you don't, like I was just saying, like Jose making me do shit I don't want to do. You got to do shit you don't want to do. If you stay around in your comfort zone, oh, I don't want to run this day. I don't want to do this, that. You're not going to grow or you ain't going to be shit. And then the third one, what else? I got to think on this one. Oh, I honestly just say focus. Like, and what I mean by focus is your mental space. If you got these people, family, friends, saying like stupid shit to you, bad influences, like wanting you to go do stupid stuff or take your mind off what you're focused on, you gotta just be able to tune that out. Like, because a lot of times you're gonna have people that you care about, like your friends, your family. And they're gonna be like, the truth is, words carry weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
That was the stupidest thing somebody ever told me when I was younger too. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but words will never hurt you. You know, words are very impactful, brother.
Yeah, no, they are. Because if you got everyone around you saying like, putting doubt in your mind and like making you feel like, not that my family does, they're great, but I'm saying a lot of people, you know what I mean? Like in situations they got the people closest to them saying like
they're not feeding the fruit into them, you know what I mean? Feeding them life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a study, bro, that I was watching on YouTube. This guy, he started these plants, right? He started them all at the same level. He talked to them 3 different ways though, right? One negative, one he didn't say anything to, and then the other one he spoke positivity into. The one that he spoke negatively into died out instantly. The one that, you know what I mean, he didn't speak to, it grew to its normal potential. But the one that he spoke life into, that motherfucker went crazy. You know what I mean? Like it grew. You know what I mean?
It's a real thing, bro. It's a real thing. But that's what I'm saying with focus. You got to be able to tune all that out, not listen to those people, not let them influence you, because they're gonna come, they're gonna have a grip on you, and you gotta just gotta keep consistent, hardworking, and focus with whatever you're trying to get to.
Man, it's good. It's good. Well, Austin Lenehan, bro, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I do want to say thank you for coming to Pennies to Pennies.
Of course.
Man, we appreciate you, brother. Is there anything else you want to get off your chest and say?
Thanks all y'all for watching. Make sure to pull up August 1st, Oakland, and September 12th, Sacramento.
Y'all hear it first from Austin Lenehan. All right, y'all.
Cool.